और नारंगी वारंगी खा लिए थे अभी तो पपीता वाला
Just a sec.
हाँ वो सब खा लूंगा पास्ता रहने दो नहीं पास कर दो ना कभी जब मैंने खिलाया हम और खिलाया
Yeah. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. My connection got disconnected. So we're back. I was taking a question by, who was that? So we were talking about, okay, anyway, the question was that whether we need to mention everything like the material and how we made the product. And we have to talk about the theme also in the limited word limit of 200 words. The answer to that simply is that you have to be very, very to the point. And you have to make sure that 200 words right now are I, but if it's, yes, correct. All of those will be considered. आपको सब वर्ड्स को कंसिडर करना है आप आई बी आप आर्टिकल्स भी कंसिडर करोगे ऑल ऑफ दैट वुड बी कंसिडर्ड आप अगर लेटर भी लिख रहे हो सॉरी अगर आप डिजिट्स भी लिख रहे हो 1 or 2 that will also be considered as a word okay so make sure whatever you're doing the word limit is adhered to. You're not supposed to write like really long stories about your product. आपको mention करना है, for example, in the first line, you're going to talk about what is the topic that you've chosen. Make sure you mention the topic that you've chosen so that it's clear to the person, whoever is reading, that, okay, she's taken the shoe design or she's taken this particular thing in this particular theme. For example, the Met Gala question, you have to mention that I have chosen the topic, design a shoe for Met Gala, and I am taking the subdivision of retro or the subdivision of floral. You have to mention that so that it is clear to the examiner. ठीक है, वो हो गया आपका पहला line. Second line has to be directly into your theme. तो आपने inspiration क्या ली उधर? अगर आपने inspiration ली एक particular flower की, मान लो आपने फ्रीजिया से इंस्पायर होके कुछ लिया या फिर आपने कार्नेशन से इंस्पायर होके कुछ लिया या फिर आपने लिया लोटस इंस्पायर्ड तो आपने क्यों वो पर्टिकुलर फ्लावर लिया उसके बारे में आप अगली लाइन में एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो कि दिस फ्लावर रिप्रेजेंट्स दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एटसेट्रा एंड इट कैन बी रिलेटेड टू द आइडिया ऑफ मेट गाला बिकॉज मेट गाला इज सपोज्ड टू बी एन इवेंट जिसके अंदर आप जो भी आपका रीजनिंग है आपका ये रीजनिंग हो सकता है कि आप अपनी कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हो वहां पे और यू आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग अ पर्टिकुलर कॉज इन मेट गाला या फिर इट इज फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर you can because Met Gala is also done by a particular organization, right? And the organization has its own purpose behind why it is holding that particular event. तो अगर आपको उस event की detail के बारे में पता है, आप उस reason को वहाँ पे use कर सकते हो. Bhargavi, yes.
Ma'am, like mentioning the question, will it come into the word limit only? Like in the paragraph, will they count as the... Okay.
If you have an option number, then you can go with that also. You can give the option number also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then after that, you have to make sure that before you have started writing your write-up, you have given a nice title to your product. So the title has to be something which is going to describe your product. Like I said at that time, the showstopper can go for a shoe that you're designing, or something else that you are thinking of, which is relevant to the product. So it could be something to do with the comfort that it is providing the wearer, or it is representing hope for a lot of people, that like maybe it is towards a charity that this person is working. This is a social worker that you have designed a shoe for, and you're representing it with a flower that shows um, uh, let's say friendliness towards other human beings, etc. So when you look at the meaning of your theme, the meaning of the theme should go with the title of your theme. Always think about this when you're going for that. And when you come to explaining your product or you're designing the product, then the kind of things that you've used, if you're using a lot of glitter, if you're using a lot of bright colors, then keep your theme according to that. If you're using more earthy colors, if you're using more natural colors, then you can go with something which is going to be for welfare of other people. So do make sure that even your colors are in line with that, even your theme explanation is in line with that, and you're not just randomly putting things together. Okay. And the thing is, the exam is also a little luck based, because it's possible that you got neon sheets, or it's possible that you got very dull colored sheets to work with. Now you can't ask the person next to you to exchange the sheets with you. So you have to work with the same thing only. So choose very smartly which theme it will work for, or what kind of question it will work for. So it's possible that one option it will work for, and the second option it might not work for. And you will have to change your theme. You thought about another theme when you looked at the question, but according to the material, you have to change. Now, please don't try to push it and fix it into that particular question. That is what I would suggest strongly. Okay. After you're done writing about your inspiration, maximum give it 2 lines. First line about what the inspiration is. Second line about the detail of the event which you are relating to with the theme. Or even like if you need to reiterate the theme or the inspiration that you are talking about. Then come to the next paragraph. The next paragraph has to directly go into your color scheme and the symbols that you're using over there. If you're using the symbol of petals, or there is a wire frame that you've made around your shoe using, let's say you've wounded a lot of thread on top of your wire, or you put a little paper on your wire to make it look like a branch. So you are going to make that as a motif. You're going to make the continuous branch that is on top of your shoe as one element, which is showing maybe the idea of connection, which is connecting different flowers with each other, or which is covering the entire shoe, like giving it the feeling of a blooming flower or a blooming plant. So think about this. This is the symbolism that you're using. This is the theme that you're explaining along with your symbolism, so that you don't have to separate this. Within that, you can also explain the theme, color. So the themed color also has to be explained. So the color scheme has to be like, I have used earthy colors, I've used or is there, okay? I have used earthy colors to show this kind of thing. I have used neon colors or bright colors to depict fun or creativity or anything that you are relating with that particular scheme of colors. So do mention what is the meaning of the color scheme along with it all the time. You don't have to go separate. Like I have used red to represent this, I've used green to represent this, I've used pink to represent this. No, just do one thing. Combine all of that into one type of color scheme and then mention it like that. I've used the earthy color scheme of green and brown to depict this kind of thing. So you can say like, you don't even have to mention green and brown if you don't have enough space. So this is how you can cut on the words that you're using in your write-up. So be smart, look at how many words you require in like first portion, second portion, and according to that, edit. Okay, now coming to the next part where you are going to mention what you have used as your material. After you are done with the motifs, you have explained your motifs, you are explaining your color scheme. Now you will come to the material explanation. The material explanation has to be very, very to the point. Like I've used the copper wire to make the buckle of the shoe. Okay, like this. So because when you look at the buckle of the shoe, you're looking at metallic attachments that are used over there. So using a metal in the same space is going to make more sense rather than using thread and trying to make a buckle out of a thread, right? Same way, like if you are using toothpicks to show the buckle structure, you can talk about how it is used because you have used it for the sturdy property of the toothpick. Like that, you can mention all of that. Okay. Then when it comes to something like if you're giving like acupressure kind of thing in the shoe's base or something, then you can mention that I've given corrugated sheet to give acupressure feeling in the base of the shoe. Or you can give this also, they had given cotton. So you can use cotton in the padding of the shoe to make it comfortable for the wearer. So you can mention that I've covered the cotton that I've used using another layer of paper, but I'm using it for padding effect. So that way, like you are mentioning that it is going to be comfortable for the user also. So your explanation of material is not going to be just like, I have used paper in the top area of shoe. I have used wire for the base of the shoe. I've used this in the middle, etc. This is not how you're going to explain. Mention how you have used the material. So if you use the thread to make a braid and put it on the side, then mention that I've braided the thread to decorate the side of the shoe. So that way you're also covering the part where you are mentioning different motifs along with your material as well. And you're not like, you are not going to have to talk about the symbolism like above where we were mentioning the basic symbolisms, like the flowers that I've used or the intertwining that I've used. So you don't have to repeat anything. That is one thing that you should make sure about, that nothing is repeated. Maybe like the color scheme could be repeated in some areas just for clarity, that is possible. But other than that, make sure you're not repeating anything. And finally, when you're done explaining your material, whatever you have used, like, so also you can mention the thickness of the material, why it is relevant for one part of the portion. So you can say like cardboard is a thick material, that's why I've used it here to give it structure, etc. Or I've used the silver sheet to give it a classy look. Or I've used gold sheet to represent gold metal or something like that you can mention. Or OHP sheet to show glass in any piece of or any part of the product. Like that, you can go on and mention all of these elements. Then finally, go for the conclusion. Writing the conclusion is a little difficult. Most of the times, like you would find yourself at odds with like, what should I conclude it with? Overall, it's a beautiful design. No, don't write all of that. So we know that it's a beautiful design. What you have to mention is like, what kind of feeling does it give eventually? So like the product that you have made, is it relevant for the person that you've made it for? That is what you can write over there. So what you can write over here is, so this is a product or this is a shoe perfect for a social worker going to Met Gala because of this kind of feeling that it gives. So this is how you can conclude that particular product. Or you can mention that this kind of bag gives you enough space to keep your essential as well as use it for recreation. Like that, you can conclude your products right up. Yeah, Vaishnavi.
मैम जैसे हमें प्रोडक्ट को नेम देना होता है तो हम फीलिंग्स के बेसिस पे नेम दे सकते हैं. जैसे अगर कोई वो जो पर्स है जो बोल्ड फीलिंग दे रहा है या पावरफुल फीलिंग दे रहा है तो हम उसे पावरफुल के ऊपर जैसे कुछ भी नाम दे सकते हैं क्या?
आई वुड सजेस्ट कि वो पावरफुल जो आपका वर्ड है ना, उसको किसी और चीज से रिलेट करो. सो लाइक डायरेक्टली उसको पावरफुल मत बोलो, उसको और कुछ बोलो. आपको कुछ पावरफुल से रिलेटेड कोई और दिमाग में चीज आती है?
Strength.
हाँ, so the strength holder or something which is like a little longer. It is not just one adjective that you use over there, but something which is going to be combined with a couple of more words, like maybe a noun or even like
mindful power or mindful strength or inner power.
Inner part can be connected, but
Inner focus could be.
so the thing is like focus has to be on what the product is. So it has to be related to the product. अगर product है bag, for example, तो bag का क्या reason है हमारे पास bag होता है, हम चीजें carry करते हैं, है ना? तो वो carry करने से relate करो अपने product को, या फिर वो space से relate करो कि मेरे पास ये space है चीजें रखने की. So ऐसे अगर हम bag के बारे में सोच रहे हैं तो बैग का मतलब होता है कि आप उसके अंदर कितना, देखो, बेस्ड ऑन द साइज ऑफ द बैग या फिर बेस्ड ऑन द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू यूज इन द बैग. वाटर प्रूफनेस होगी तो वाटर प्रूफनेस के बारे में बात करेंगे. अगर प्रोडक्ट के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा कैपेसिटी है तो हम कैपेसिटी के बारे में बात करेंगे. तो आपको प्रोडक्ट के यूसेज के साथ भी कनेक्ट करना है अपने नाम को, अगर हो सके. अगर आप सोचो सुपरमैन, सुपरमैन सुपरमैन क्यों है? क्योंकि इसके पास सुपर पावर्स है, ठीक है, और वो बाकी लोगों से ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग है. बैटमैन बैटमैन क्यों है? क्योंकि उसको रिलेट करते हैं हम रात के साथ, लाइक वो रात में आता है और उसके कपड़े देखे तो चमगादड़ से रिलेट, है ना? तो अगर आप उस कैरेक्टर को देखो और या फिर उस प्रोडक्ट को देखो, वो आपको उससे रिलेट करना, डायरेक्ट रिलेट करना. अगर मैं कुछ आपको बोलूं रेट्रो, तो वहां पे आपको दिमाग में सीधा आपके कुछ प्रिंट्स आते हैं, आपके दिमाग में सीधा कुछ ऐसी चीजें आती है जो आप रेट्रो से रिलेट करते हो. तो आप जो नाम दे रहे हो दैट शुड बी कंप्लीटली रिलेटेड टू द प्रोडक्ट दैट यू शो. समझ रहे हो?
यस मैम.
हाँ, ओके.
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ.
Ma'am, in the recent class, sir said that there is a tattoo designer. We have to design a room for that, and we can relate to a story. Like he was saying that my grandma was very close to me, and she has a habit of getting tattoos. So and she's no more, and I want to dedicate this to her. So like, how can we mix that story in the whatever you're saying, like for writing up?
For the write-up, then you're going to start like how we started on the inspiration. Huh? So instead of having the inspiration like coming from anywhere else, you can directly mention this over there, the story that you have. So this tattoo is dedicated to my grandma, as she used to love tattoos, and in remembrance of her, I am designing this, etc. ऐसे ऐसे. ठीक है? तो उधर आप और कोई थीम मत लो, आप उधर इस स्टोरी को अपना थीम बना.
आपने पहले बताया कि पहले लोटस का लेके वैसे कर रहे थे, तो इसमें स्टोरी डाल दें.
हाँ, इसमें आप स्टोरी डालो, फिर उसके बाद जब आप एक्सप्लेन करते हो अपने मोटिव्स, तो उन मोटिव्स में आप रिलेट कर सकते हो. माय ग्रैंडमा वाज लाइक दिस, सो आई हैव यूज्ड दिस मोटिव टू डिपिक्ट दैट, और आई हैव यूज्ड टू फिगर्स, वन टू रिप्रेजेंट माय ग्रैंडमा, वन टू रिप्रेजेंट माय सेल्फ. ऐसे करके डाल सकते हो.
ओके,
है ना?
Also, ma'am, when they've given you some colored sheets and they're not like appropriate to any of the themes that's there, can you like write in your write-up, like
No.
I've used this color sheet instead, like for this color?
No. You
No?
cannot. You have to use then another option. Like they will give you like at least let's say, at least there are going to be 4 options of questions, and at most it's going to be 6 options of questions. So you won't have a dearth of options. One thing to it will fit into.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
Okay. Yeah, Anshika.
Ma'am, are we supposed to write everything in paragraph, or we can use bullet points? Like we can
You can use
highlight some
bullet
major
points.
points.
No problem at all. You can write it in paragraphs if you want. If you can write it in bullet points, up to you. Definitely, whichever is the clearer way of working for you, go with that. Okay.
Like the things which you said about the inspiration, the story, or the material, like are we supposed to write everything in bullet points, like how we are going
And
to
you're gonna do this, okay? Then write bullet point 1 that you're making. So bullet 1, then you're gonna write inspiration, put a dash, and then write what inspiration is. Then put another bullet point, color scheme, then dash, then what is the color scheme? Then bullet point, then material used with relevance. So material used with relevance, make sure that it is material used with relevance and not like material used aluminum sheet, this, because that they have provided already, right? So don't ever do that. Mention it in different bullet points if you need to. So like first bullet point can be about two materials that you used in the basic structure. Second bullet point can be about the materials that you used for decoration purposes. Third bullet point can be about the material that you used to reiterate the structure of the model, or just for maybe display purposes or anything, right? So all of that you can do. And then finally, make sure you have a conclusion. Okay. So don't write conclusion over there. You write like simply what it concludes. Yeah. But make sure you have a nice title coming for your product. All right. Anything else?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
suppose I want to depict Starry Night in my model and I don't get the color blue. So can I use yellow color instead of blue and explain it in my write-up that I have used yellow color instead of blue colors inside? No, I can't do that.
You cannot.
So
Anyway, yellow is there in Starry Night.
so then I should completely drop the idea of you making Starry Night since I don't have the color blue.
Then you can use another painting of Van Gogh. No,
Okay.
Van Gogh used so much yellow. You can
Okay.
use sunflowers.
And suppose I have to make a chair and I have to make a cushion for that chair. So I'll make that cushion out of out of paper. Then I can explain it in my write-up that I have used paper to depict soft material or kuch.
No, you can't mention that. You have to say that I've used paper to give it a sturdy structure, like how you would see in a cushion, like that. Because like it is not soft, no? Paper is not soft.
Right, paper is not soft, but I have to show something which is soft.
Then you will use the material which is going to be soft, like
Not
either
paper.
like put thermocol balls on top of it overall, or like put cotton on top of it or something to like cover that texture. Something like that you have to do. If you want to show softness, use something which is a little soft comparatively. Okay.
Okay, what?
Vaishnavi.
Ma'am?
Sanji.
मैम वी कैन यूज एज दैट कि हमने जैसे प्रोडक्ट में सिल्वर फॉइल यूज किया एज अ टेक्सचर और एज अ समथिंग, और उसके बाद हम राइटअप में लिख सकते हैं एज ऑल्टरनेटिव वी कैन यूज आल्सो दैट आल्सो, मतलब समथिंग दैट
ना वो देने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको, ऑल्टरनेटिव नहीं देना, ठीक है? क्योंकि क्या होगा, आपका राइटअप में स्पेस बढ़ जाएगा। नहीं, आप पर ये मेंशन कर सकते हो कि आई हैव यूज्ड एल्यूमिनियम फॉइल ओवर हियर to depict the metal or something which you are going to
मेटेलिक
use.
स्ट्रक्चर या शाइन।
हाँ, तो वो आप मेंशन कर सकते हो। जो मटेरियल आपको प्रोवाइडेड नहीं है पर रियल लाइफ में जो आप मटेरियल यूज करना चाहते हो, जिसको आप कंपेयर कर रहे हो अभी इस मटेरियल से, वो आप मेंशन कर सकते हो। हाँ
मैम मैक्सिमम हमारी
ओके,
लिमिट कितनी चाहिए?
वर्ड लिमिट
जी
200 शब्द। Grammatical mistakes, I would say avoid them as much as possible for you. But even if there are a few, they're going to be okay with it as long as you're mentioning all of your things that I told you over here. Then they are going to be fine with it. Fine, don't worry.
मैम बट किसी क्वेश्चंस में लिखा रहता है कि आप 60 वर्ड में डिपिक्ट करें, तो उसमें भी 200 और
डिपिक्ट होता है।
यस मैम, मैंने 2015 का क्वेश्चन देखा था इसमें।
Oh my God, like that will be a little hard. That's like if you have to depict it in 60 words, then just give inspiration, give the color scheme, and write in bullet points. Don't give very detailed descriptions.
Okay.
And then the material that you've used, more than the material that you've used, you
how much
mentioned.
situation? How much write-up contain marks?
Write-up is going to be directly related to your product. अगर आपने गंदा write-up लिखा तो वो आपके प्रोडक्ट को समझ नहीं पाएंगे। अगर वो आपके प्रोडक्ट को समझ नहीं पाएंगे तो आपको नंबर नहीं मिलेगा। समझ रहे हो? तो अगर राइटअप नहीं लिखोगे तो आपको कम नंबर मिलेंगे।
नो मैम, मैं बोल रही हूँ मतलब कि राइटअप्स के कितने मार्क्स होते हैं?
There's no dedicated mark for write-up.
Okay.
आपका ऐसे आपके मॉडल पे डिपेंड करता है। देखो, अगर आपका मॉडल देख के उनको समझ में आ गया तो हो सकता है वो आपको राइटअप के वो 3 नंबर कंसिडर करें उधर, ठीक है, और वो 3 नंबर नहीं दे आपको, आपको 17 में से मार्क करें, ठीक है। ऐसा हो सकता है उनको राइटअप नहीं दिया आपने और उनको मॉडल देख के समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कुछ भी, कि क्या इसने कलर स्कीम यूज करी है, क्यों ये वाला स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पे यूज करा है। वुड, अगर आपने आइसक्रीम स्टिक यूज करी है वहां पे आप दिखाना चाहते थे कि यहाँ पे वुडन मटेरियल यूज करना चाहती थी मैं, इसलिए आइसक्रीम स्टिक, अब उनको पता ही नहीं वो चीज है, तो फिर उधर तो मार्क्स कटेंगे ना। तो इसलिए
ओके
राइटअप बहुत जरूरी है बच्चे। आप बिना राइटअप के तो प्रोडक्ट छोड़ना ही नहीं, ठीक है।
Ma'am, can you tell some basic themes which we should practice?
Basic themes that you should practice.
Yes.
One, design a shoe or a chappal, ठीक है। Using products like you can use satin ribbon, thread. You can use corrugated paper, which is cardboard, and you can use thick paper and A5, like A5 colored sheet or foam glitter sheet, and A4 sized papers. Like just take 3 or 4 A4 sized paper, 2 in white color and 2 in color. Then take 2-3 buttons or thermocol balls, either whichever is available for you. This can be used for your decoration purposes. Okay, try to make a chappal, either a casual slipper, or try to make a shoe.
I had made this one.
हाँ, this one you can make, but the thing is it's a little small, है ना। हाँ, थोड़ा सा बड़ा बनाना है और उसको किसी थीम में डालने की कोशिश करो। तो ऐसे बताओ कि मतलब ये वाला स्ट्रक्चर मैंने क्यों यूज किया, कौन सी एरा में जा रहा है, अगर एरा से भी इंस्पायर होके बना रहे हो वो लिखो, है ना। तो कोई भी आप तरीके से बना सकते हो। यू कैन यूज ओरिगामी, यू कैन यूज किरिगामी, यू कैन यूज एनीथिंग लाइक टेम्पलेटिंग या coming together, like you can make like heel अलग से, स्ट्रक्चर अलग से, totally up to you। पर थीम क्या है वो एक्सप्लेन करना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है। थीम नहीं होगी तो मार्क्स कम नहीं, समझ रहे हो। या सम्राट।
Ma'am, that technique between origami and kirigami, मैम origami पे तो ज्यादा पेपर्स लगते हैं ना, so एग्जाम में वो करना सही है क्या, या फिर we should avoid as much as we can?
What I would say is origami में पेपर बहुत लगता है, तो अगर आपके पास पेपर अबंडेंस में दिया उन्होंने, ठीक है, वो कि होता है कि कभी कभी वो बहुत ज्यादा दे देते हैं पेपर, ठीक है। अगर अबंडेंस में पेपर अवेलेबल है और बाकी एरियाज में नहीं यूज हो रहा है तो आप ओरिगामी टेक्निक्स यूज करो। पर अगर आपके पास पेपर की कमी है तो मत यूज करो, ठीक है। अगर आपको लगता है पूरे डिजाइन में, अगर वीएम बना रहा हूं मैं, वीएम में मेरे को सब कुछ पेपर से ही बनाना पड़ेगा, तो मैं पेपर ओरिगामी यूज करूंगा बहुत कम या फिर नहीं यूज करूंगा, ठीक है। अगर मेरे को बस बेस बनाना है किसी चीज का और बाकी सारा आई कैन मेक यूजिंग OHP शीट, आई कैन यूज थ्रेड, आई कैन यूज वायर, आई कैन यूज क्ले, ऑल ऑफ दैट मटेरियल इज गिवन, तो बेस के लिए आई कैन यूज ओरिगामी। और फॉर लाइक अ बॉक्स आई कैन मेक ओरिगामी बॉक्स, लाइक दैट आई कैन यूज, ठीक है। हाँ, but yeah, that point that you kept, it is very true. It uses a lot of paper for even making like really small objects, so you have to be careful about the availability of material that you have. Anyone else?
So when I made this.
This is kind of cute. What is the theme though?
Miss, it's nothing like that. I've just randomly made it.
Hey, don't do that, Kushina. Have a theme,
Miss,
please.
as in, like, what theme it can be?
You're asking me now.
You can suggest something.
Go research about the kind of heel that you've used. So heel के structure के बारे में देखो। आगे जो आपने वो double straps use करे हैं, that was also a particular style, a particular era. अगर आप थोड़ा सा research करोगे तो आपको मिल जाएगा, ठीक है? Research. You will definitely find it. मेरे को ऐसे write up लिख के भेजो उस theme के हिसाब से।
Okay.
मैम,
हाँ जी।
मैंने एक ट्रॉफी बनाई थी, आप रिव्यू करेंगे इस पे? क्या
बताइए, दिखा दीजिए।
फैशन डिजाइनर के लिए हमें एक ट्रॉफी डिजाइन करनी थी, तो मैंने सस्टेनेबल अप्रोच जो बहुत चल रहा है आजकल उसको माइंड में रख के बनाई है। तो ये ग्रीन लीव्स मेटाफर है एक टाइप का सस्टेनेबल।
इसको थोड़ा सा पीछे रखे, थोड़ा सा, हाँ अभी, हाँ कैमरा पीछे कर लो। नाइस, लुक्स नाइस। व्हाट आई वुड से इज वायर जो यूज किया आपने उसका कुछ मेजर यूसेज नहीं समझ में आ रहा है इधर।
जस्ट फॉर डेकोरेशन, लाइक थोड़ा सा मूवमेंट जैसा एक आएगा डिजाइन।
तो व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट इज, एक तो आप उस वायर को थोड़ा सा और बाहर की तरफ करो, मतलब वो एक तो उसके साथ मर्ज हो रहा है आपकी जो लीव्स हैं, ठीक है। या फिर यू कैन यूज इट इन द टॉप एरिया ऑफ द मॉड्यूल ओनली टू डू द स्पाइरल ओवर देयर, और द लोअर एरिया ऑफ द मॉड्यूल। तो उससे क्या होगा, वहां पे आपका ध्यान ज्यादा जाएगा। अभी वो ओवरऑल जा रहा है और बिल्कुल ऐसे एकदम विजिबल ही नहीं रह रहा है, बट अदरवाइज लाइक वेरी नाइस डिजाइन, आई लाइक इट, लाइक ओवरऑल अच्छा लग रहा है। इसका राइट अगर आप मेरे को थोड़ा बता दो तो आई विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द रेलेवेंस आल्सो। मैं समझ रही हूँ लीव से आप दिखाना चाहते हो कि हाउ इट इज सस्टेनेबल, एंड देन यू यूज द मैनिक्विन फॉर्म टू यूज मेक द बॉडी फॉर्म ऑफ द ट्रॉफी, देन बेस इज लाइक अ hexagonal prism, right?
Yes, ma'am. I haven't written the write-up. मैं वही पूछ रही थी कि टाइटल क्या हो सकता है, और इंस्पिरेशन तो मैंने नहीं ली, मैंने जस्ट मेटाफर ले लिया लीव्स एंड मैनिक्विन का।
तो आपने मोटिव लिए हैं लीव्स और मैनिक्विन, ठीक है। तो वो आपका रिलेटेड है डिजाइन से, और आप उसको सस्टेनेबल डिजाइन से रिलेट कर रहे हो, है ना। तो आपकी जो टॉपिक होगा, जो आप इसका नाम रखोगे, वो भी सस्टेनेबिलिटी से रिलेटेड होगा आपका टॉपिक। So the green design award, you can make it, or you can make it like, if you are making it really simple, then it can be the green design award, ठीक है। अगर उसको आपको कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाना है तो आप उसके लिए सस्टेनेबिलिटी रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स के ऊपर थोड़ा रिसर्च करके यू कैन पुट इट, है ना।
ओके मैम। थैंक यू मैम।
What should be the exact size for choosing? Like I made this heel, but what should be the exact size for taking this?
It shouldn't be too small is the major thing, but you don't have to make it exactly in the original size. Okay, like you don't have to make it like consider size 5 of the shoe. That is how much it could be. Yeah, Samrat, tell me. Vaishnavi, you can go after him.
Ma'am, so it is not mandatory to complete the title in one word, right? Like,
it is not. No. Title can be 3 words. Title can be like 4 words. Totally up to you. Like it should be descriptive of what you are showing. Like it was a designer's award that she was showing. So she can go with like the dash award like that. Huh? Vaishnavi, yeah.
मैम मैंने ये बैग बनाया है, पर मेरे को इसका नेम नहीं समझ आ रहा मैं क्या रखूं, और बोल्ड कैरेक्टर से मैंने इंस्पायर।
हाँ, so it should be something related to bolt, क्योंकि आपने बोल्ट दिखाया ना इधर, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोल्ट।
यस मैम।
पावर बोल्ट, तो it should be something related to that only.
पर मैं समझ नहीं पा रही इसका करेक्ट, मतलब इसका सूटेबल नेम क्या हो सकता है। तो
अगर आपको सिंपल रखना है ना, आप उसको बोल्ट भी बुला सकते हो अपने बैग को, बस बोल्ट, उतना भी चलेगा। अगर मतलब नहीं आ रहा दिमाग में कुछ, तो उसको लिटरली भी जाके बोल सकते हो तुम, कुछ नहीं, क्योंकि आप डायरेक्टली अगर इस बैग को देखो, पहली चीज तुम्हारे दिमाग में क्या आ रही है, बोल्ट आ रही है ना।
यस मैम।
और फिर उसको फिर फर्दर एक्सप्लेन कर सकती हो क्यों तुमने इसको ऐसा बताया, बिकॉज इट इज फॉर, एंड देन यू कैन एक्सप्लेन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कस्टमर इट इज फॉर। यू कैन मेंशन लाइक इट इज फॉर अ कस्टमर हु हैज अ बोल्ड पर्सनालिटी, हु डज नॉट शाई अवे फ्रॉम टेकिंग रिस्क्स एटसेट्रा। कंक्लूजन के टाइम पे आप ये डाल सकते हो, ठीक है। हाँ जी, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Okay.
यस मैम। मैम अगर हील बना रहे हैं तो उनको क्या पूरा बताना होगा कि क्या चीज से रिलेटेड है, क्या क्या चीज, मतलब हील को क्यों बनाया है, किस कस्टमर के हिसाब से, पूरा वो सब चीज इलेबोरेट करना होगा।
It's best. See, when you design a product, this is the best approach to go about it because you're a designer now. Imagine yourself as a designer now. अगर NIFT जा रहे हो तो you will be designing things for people. You won't be designing things randomly for yourself. Even if you're designing it for yourself, you're going to make a client board where you write about yourself, you write about your preferences, you write about what you would like to see in a product, how you like what kind of patterns, you like what kind of finishes, and then you will develop the product. है ना? So you have to think about the needs of the person in one line. वो एक लाइन आप अपने कस्टमर के बारे में वहां पे डाल दो कि माय कस्टमर इज अ वेरी हैप्पी गो लकी काइंड ऑफ अ गर्ल, शी लाइक्स फन प्रिंट्स, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम डेवलपिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ, और लाइक आई एम टेकिंग दिस एज माय इंस्पिरेशन, आई एम टेकिंग लाइक पॉप आर्ट एज माय इंस्पिरेशन क्योंकि माय कस्टमर लाइक्स फन थिंग्स. ठीक है, ऐसे लिखोगे तो इट विल बी मोर रेलेवेंट. समझ रहे हो?
यस मैम।
ओके.
इसको खाली सैंडल्स ट्राई करने की, शूज भी बनाने आने चाहिए, स्पोर्ट्स शू ना, ये भी ट्राई करने को है।
अगर स्पोर्ट्स शूज बना रहे हो बहुत टाइम लगेगा. अगर आपको बनाना
नहीं
है,
क्वेश्चन आने नहीं, क्वेश्चंस वैसे आते हैं तो
किड्स वेयर शूज आ सकते हैं, उसमें आपको क्लोज शू बनाना होगा. तो आपको अगर प्रैक्टिस करना है, आप एक क्लोज शू भी आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. वंश, या
Ma'am, what we have to write in the starting of our write-up?
starting of the write-up is going to be, very starting of the write-up is going to be what topic you have chosen from the options given. That is going to be the very starting. Second thing is going to be the introduction of the topic. कि आपने जो टॉपिक लिया है उसका इंट्रोडक्शन एज इन थीम क्या लिया मैंने, थीम, उसके अंदर भी थीम लोगे ना आप. अगर उन्होंने फ्लोरल दिया हुआ है शूज के लिए, मेट गाला के लिए फ्लोरल दिया हुआ है, अब फ्लोरल में आप डायरेक्ट फ्लोरल लेके ऐसे नहीं कि आपने 5 ऐसे ही रैंडम फ्लोरल मोटिव्स काट के चिपका दिए उधर. आपको स्पेसिफिक होना है. आपको बोलना है मैंने लोटस से इंस्पिरेशन ली, आपको बोलना है मैंने रात में ब्लूम होने वाले फ्लावर्स से इंस्पिरेशन ली, या फिर मैंने इंस्पिरेशन ली इस स्पेसिफिक पेस्टल कलर के फ्लावर से ली. चलो, आप अगर थीम में भी जा रहे हो, आप बोलो मैंने पेस्टल कलर के फ्लावर से ली, अगर आपको स्पेसिफिक फ्लावर्स के नाम नहीं याद आ रहे उस टाइप में. पर बेस्ट होगा अगर आप कोई स्पेसिफिक मतलब लो उस फ्लावर का. अगर हम डेजी फ्लावर को देखें, उसका अलग मीनिंग है. हम रोज फ्लावर को देखें, हर एक कलर के रोज का अलग मीनिंग है. तो उसके अलावा भी आप जब कार्नेशन फ्लावर को देख लो, आप देख लो अपने फ्रीजियास को, आप देखो सनफ्लावर को, हर एक फ्लावर का अपना मीनिंग है. उस मीनिंग को रिलेट करो अपने कस्टमर से, या फिर जिस फीलिंग को आप डिपिक्ट करना चाहते हो, उस इवेंट की फीलिंग को डिपिक्ट करना चाहते हो, उससे रिलेट करो फ्लावर के मीनिंग को. Are you understanding? So that is going to be the inspiration part that you're going to write about. So right after mentioning which topic you've taken, directly go into your inspiration. Don't elaborate on anything else. Don't waste any words.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. We have to write that I take inspiration from this.
Yeah, you have to mention that I've taken inspiration from this particular idea.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I show?
Sure.
Ma'am, this is the purse. But I don't take any inspiration.
How does it open? Show me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So is this a purse or is it a bag?
A purse, ma'am.
Okay. So for the purse, what I feel is कि चीजें गिर नहीं जाएंगी ऊपर से. साइड दिखाओ.
मैम ये साइड है.
तो पता है क्या करो, उसको ऐसे फोल्ड करो, बीच में एक फोल्ड आओ साइड के अंदर, साइड साइड.
ये ऐसे मैम.
हाँ, या तो बाहर की तरफ या फिर अंदर की तरफ. जैसे आपने लिफाफे देखे हैं वो जो
ओके मैम, ये वाला ऐसे.
हाँ जी, शॉपिंग बैग होते हैं जो पेपर वाले, उनमें देखा होगा ना, वो अंदर की तरफ वो होती है.
ओके मैम.
हाँ, तो उससे क्या होगा, आपका ऊपर वाला एरिया क्लोज आएगा और फिर उससे आपकी चीजें गिरने का चांस नहीं रहेगा। तो अगर प्रोडक्ट की हम यूजेबिलिटी देखें तो उस हिसाब से वो दिक्कत रहेगी। और जो स्टिच लाइन है ना, वो स्टिच लाइन नहीं लग रही है, वो सिर्फ डेकोरेटिव लग रही है। तो उसको हमें कैसे स्टिच लाइन बनाना है वो भी हमें देखना पड़ेगा।
ओके
तो व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट, हाँ,
मैम दूसरा ये है,
इसको 3D बनाने की कोशिश करो बच्चे किसी तरह। ये आपका 2D लग रहा है ऊपर वाला एरिया।
यस मैम, एक्चुअली मैम 2D है।
हाँ वही, इसको किसी तरह से हमें 3D करना है, समझ रहे हो? तो या तो आप ड्रेस को 3D कर दो,
मैम पर ड्रेस कैसे होगा 3D?
वॉल्यूम बना सकते हो ना ड्रेस का, आगे और पीछे पैटर्न आपने देखा है कपड़ों के कैसे होते हैं? जैसे आपने अपने कपड़े पहने होंगे, उनके अंदर एक अटैचमेंट होती है इधर और दो पैटर्न्स होते हैं जिनको अटैच करते हैं, है ना, दो पैनल्स होते हैं। तो आप अगर वो दो पैनल बनाओगे तो थोड़ी और वॉल्यूम लगेगी ना, हल्की सी और वॉल्यूम लगेगी।
क्या?
तो स्कर्ट बना रहे हो जैसे आप, तो स्कर्ट तो सर्कल की तरह बन सकती है ना, प्लीट 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 करके उसको राउंड सर्कल बना सकते हो। उसके
बट
अलावा
मैम मैंने ट्राई किया, बट वो मैम पेपर के साथ नहीं फोल्ड हो रहा था।
तो आपको बेस भी अपना थोड़ा और वॉल्यूम वाला बनाना पड़ेगा। तो उसके लिए या तो थ्रेड उधर रैप करो या फिर वायर से थोड़ा सा स्ट्रक्चर करो उसको पहले, और उसके बाद उसके ऊपर बनाना शुरू करो। समझ रहे हो?
ओके मैम। एंड मैम ओवरऑल ये मैम अच्छा है या कितना, मतलब और क्या?
मेरे हिसाब से डिजाइन इज फाइन, बट जब तक आप उसको थीम नहीं दोगे ना तब तक उसका
ये
रेलेवेंस
सब
नहीं।
मैंने इंस्पिरेशन मैम दोनों में से किसी चीज का नहीं लिया।
हाँ, वही इंस्पिरेशन से शुरू करो तभी आपका डिजाइन अच्छा आएगा। जैसे इस वाले में आप कुछ ऐसे स्प्लैश रिलेटेड बना सकते थे, और उधर वो जो आपने कटआउट्स यूज करे हैं ना एज में, वो
यस
छोटे
मैम।
छोटे ऑरेंज कटआउट्स, उनको ट्रायंगुलर नहीं रख के आप किसी और शेप में रखते तो बेटर होता, क्योंकि ओवर
मैम एक्चुअली इस ये फोल्ड करने में जो कटआउट हुए थे ना मैम, वो मैंने यूज किया है।
सो बट ना उसका रेलेवेंस नहीं दिख रहा है प्रोडक्ट के हिसाब से, क्योंकि ओवरऑल अगर मैं प्रोडक्ट को देखूं तो उसमें बहुत कर्वी लाइंस है ना, स्प्लैश है, उसमें भी कर्व है। जब ऊपर का स्ट्रक्चर देख रही हूँ उसमें भी कर्व है, नीचे का
ओके
बेस
मैम।
देख रही हूँ उसमें भी कर्व है। तो वो सिमेट्री अगर हम देखें तो हर एक चीज को उसी के साथ में जाना चाहिए। वो बहुत कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग हो गया है ट्राइंगल, समझ रहे हो?
ओके मैम।
तो उसको भी अगर मैं, मेरा सजेशन है आप अगर उसको एक और बार यहाँ पे फ्रेम को एक और बार लेके ऑरेंज लेके एक और वेव बना देते हैं उसके ऊपर, एक थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट शेप की वेव, तो वो ज्यादा अच्छी दिखती।
मैम एक और बार बोल दीजिए।
एक वेव बना देते हैं आप अगर ये कटआउट की
कहाँ
जगह
पे?
पे, वो वेव
अच्छा
को
इस
अटैच,
यहाँ पे?
हाँ,
ओके
तो
मैम।
वो ज्यादा अच्छी दिखती है ना।
ओके मैम।
All right. So, guys, I'll quickly just give you one tiny description about the write-up once more, because this session was mainly about the write-up. Ruchika, you have a question?
नो मैम।
Okay.
और मैम
So I'll just sum it up once more so that you know what you have to do in the write-up. Please, if you've not taken notes, take notes. Even though we have discussed a little more about other types of write-ups, what kind of titles you have to consider, what do you need to do in the conclusion, etc. But if you have any other doubts, you can ask me about the doubt related to write-up after I'm done explaining it once more. Okay. So one thing that you should understand is that please do not miss out on the write-up. Please don't leave it for the end in the exam. Very, very important. Very, very important to consider. Also, do not start writing the write-up in the starting of the exam also. What you can do though in the starting of the exam is write keywords. Keywords which are going to be there in your model. For example, if you're going for soft look, if you're going for a bold look, then write soft, write bold. Right, what kind of colors go with soft, what kind of colors go with bold, what kind of themes go over there. So consider all of this when you're writing your write-up also. So making your model is going to be based on your keywords. Writing your write-up is also going to be based on your keywords. So just outline the words that you are going to be using finally in the model making, so that when you're making the write-up, you're not confused about anything. This is going to also help you have a flow to your write-up. Then, first off, mention the topic that you've chosen. Right above it, give a title. for your product. Title of the product can be one word, it could be an adjective, it could be a noun with the adjective, or it could be a name for the product. For examples of how to name your product, what you can do is go to different websites, like maybe jewelry websites, shoes websites, or even all of these Instagram pages that are showing their products. They will also have names for their products. So over there, you can get a basic idea about how people usually name their products. And you will see a relevance according to either the design that you see over there or some particular accent that they've used in that particular design. Then explain the core concept that you have, which is the inspiration that you had. In the inspiration, just take 2 lines at max. Nothing more has to be explained. First thing, like if you're taking a story, like Khushi put up that particular question. If you're taking a story, then you don't have to go very deep into your inspiration, talk about why this story is something that you related to your product. Then move on. Do not waste words at all here. Do not ramble about the story overall. Like I was a very this kind of kid when I was young, etc., 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 etc. I was very attached to my grandmother, and then my grandmother is no more. That's why I'm designing this product for her. No, just mention that this product is designed in remembrance of my grandmother, as she used to love tattoos. That's it. That's pretty much it, what you are going to give for the storyline. Right. So same thing you can do in a lot of lines, same thing you can do in 1 or 2 lines. What you are supposed to do is do it in 1 or 2 lines. Then go on, then mention your inspiration or the theme of the concept if you are not writing a story. Then your themes can be anything. It could be related to culture. If nothing like is coming to your mind, take your culture only. For example, if you're a Bengali or if you're a Maharashtrian, then talk about your cultural preferences and you can make it inspired from that. You can take inspiration of a particular craft, or you can take inspiration from even designer's work, or from, let's say, a painter's work. And then you can show that also. Then you can take regional specifications like African, Japanese kind of things also you can work with. Then you can make it something which is modern, something which is minimalistic, something which is traditional. These can also be the kind of themes that you're working with. So it does not have to be necessarily something very specific, which has a presence like a flower or like a plant or something like that. It could be a concept also like that. And then finally, start with the themes, symbols. So symbols that you've used, color scheme that you've used. After that, for the material and why you use this particular material in this area. I wanted to show wood. That's why I used ice cream sticks, or I used skewers, or whatever that you've used over there. I wanted to show glass. So this kind of material worked the best in showing glass, etc. So you don't have to write so much about it. You say like I've used the OHP sheet to show glass, etc. That's it. Then basically being to the point is the major thing that you're going to do in the write-up. So after you're done with the material, after you're done with all of the things that I mentioned above, you're going to give a conclusion. A conclusion is very, very important. The conclusion has to be either something about how this product that you've designed is very relevant to the users of the product. So if you made a recreational park, then how this is going to be a fun place for the kids, that you're going to write about, how it is going to be a fun place, not that it is going to be a fun place for kids to play in. How? You have to answer that how over here. Try to explain the design concept. So if you made a tool, then you're going to mention how this tool is going to make the life better for the person that you made this tool. As they are going to use this, they can either like cut down the time on working on one particular task, or it would be easier for them to work on this particular task because this will do this for them. So you have to mention that specific problem that you've solved by using this particular design concept or making this inspiration derived product that you've made. Okay, and any features that you have in the product, this is the best time to mention it. Right before your conclusion, or in your conclusion, you can mention the extra additional feature that you have had. That is it. So you have to just basically explain in the end why is the product that you made is the best solution or the best way to describe the product that you designed. Yes, Samrat.
So, ma'am, in the conclusion, we have to target specific group of people.
If the question goes for that. So like for Met Gala, you have like one person who you're making the shoe for, right? So you're going to target that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Or if you're going for, let's say, a principal's room, how is the principal's room that you have designed relevant for that particular principal? Yeah. Vansh. And
मैम वो कई बार वर्ड्स भी आ जाते हैं कि इस वर्ड को मतलब ऐसे वो बनाना है, तो वो वर्ड्स हम कैसे लर्न कर सकते हैं, मतलब कहाँ से रिसर्च करें उनके बारे में?
कौन से words, for example?
या फॉर एग्जाम्पल
Okay. Vansh, you're not audible. Okay, then Singh siblings, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. What if they're given a question about a shoe or a hat, ma'am? How would we conclude that?
Shoe or a hat? If the hat is for a kid, then you have to tell them that the ease of wearing that hat, or like yeah, you have to just mention whether you've made it easier to wear, whether you made it something which the kid is not going to lose all the time, etc. So you have to mention that over there. If it is about a shoe, then you have to talk about either the comfort that you went for that when you made the shoe, or the standout elements that you used in the shoe. So this is a shoe that is going to like get all the attention. If for Met Gala, if it is for something like the person has to use on a daily basis, then it is going to be a shoe he can wear for a longer time. Like that, you have to complete that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Once, like we have to depict the complete scene for that word. I don't know particular word. Okay, complete scene for that word would mean you are supposed to do the space design. Then you have to mention how this particular space is relevant for this kind of group of people or this kind of person. So when we say group of people, we are referring to something like an amusement park. We are referring to a group of people. People go there for entertainment. People go there to chill. So we are going to refer to those people that this is going to be a complete relaxation spot for these people who are looking for a space where they can unwind peacefully. So like that, you can mention that over there, how this is going to be good for them. If you are going for a space that is going to be used by a person, like let's say designers you're designing, or you're designing a carpenter's room, then you have to mention that there is one workspace area, there is a separate workspace area, there is separate rest area, there is separate recreation area that you provided, and this is how the person can have like work-life balance, etc. And it will be beneficial for the person, etc. You can give that kind of an idea. Or even when you're giving a boutique kind of space, then also you can mention like in boutique, in one area would be where the person is catering to the clientele, and one area is where he's working on his projects. So giving that kind of division is going to help that person. Okay, so like this, you can conclude these kinds of spaces. Now, grammatical mistakes will be considered in write-up. Grammatical mistakes, avoid if you can. If you write like that, it's fine. Just try to write in pointers if you have a lot of grammatical mistakes. Okay. All right, guys. So I think with this, we will conclude this session. Thank you so much, everybody. You have a question, iPhone?
Excuse me.
Change your name.
Who is there? I forgot to. Miss,
Okay.
actually, the example which you gave for the hat one, if I have designed it for a child, then in conclusion part, can I write like I made it in such a way like it's so attractive
No.
that no.
Why would you write, I made it in such a way so attractive? Like what, like the kids will want to have it?
Yeah, because it will fascinate her or him, so why not?
Okay, you can say that it is fascinating to kids, but it has to have a usage also. It has to be relevant for the kid also. Okay, you can write like it is going to be fascinating for the kid, but that is not going to be the only part in the conclusion. Make it relevant for the kid. Okay, because who buys the product for the kid?
As in?
Khushi, who buys the product for the kid? The kid doesn't buy it himself.
Yeah,
Who buys it?
parents.
Yeah. So if the kid is just gonna be like, oh, I want this, do you think they're gonna get him that? No,
No,
right?
it must be useful for him.
So that's what. So you have to cater the product to the person who's going to buy it, not just to the person who's going to wear it also. So think about it just a little logically, and then you will have your idea about who this conclusion is going to cater to majorly. Okay?
Okay, miss, and the theme part, can you explain it a little more? Actually, I'm having doubt.
Now we have to end the session. I'll take another session soon. Then
Okay.
I will talk about it more, okay, in the next session. But the thing is, what we can, yeah, and also, Khushi, next session, please keep your camera on and change your name, okay?
Yeah.
कंक्लूजन को कंक्लूजन टॉपिक देकर लिखना है नहीं कंक्लूजन को कंक्लूजन टॉपिक देकर नहीं लिखना है ओके you have to just make it the last paragraph or the last line like the last pointer okay
तो मैम गैप नहीं छोड़ना है ना लाइक एवरी टॉपिक के बाद एक एक गैप
आप बेटर होगा अगर गैप छोड़ दो ठीक है या तो अगर लाइंस हैं उतनी तो गैप छोड़ के लिखना अगर नहीं है उतनी स्पेस तो मत छोड़ना
मिस ऊपर हेडिंग में से राइट अप
हेडिंग में क्या लिखोगी
नहीं नहीं मिस से ऊपर राइट अप लिखने के बाद थीम का टाइटल देना है कि बस टाइटल देके फिर अपना चालू कर दो
सबसे पहले टाइटल दो फिर अपना शुरू करो जो भी राइट अप में लिखोगी ठीक है
मैम like what is the word limit?
200 words
Okay.
you have to draw the sketch yes it is best if you draw the sketch and you make a mind map you know what it is now brainstorming so make a brainstorming on the corner or on the back of the paper but you don't have to draw the sketch for the write up you have to do it separately that is your rough work part no please do not write things like I choose this option because I know about it more than other option we know that they know that you're choosing this option because you know about it more than other topics you don't have to tell them that you will mention something like this that I'm choosing this option because I feel more for this topic like this is not the words these are not the words that you're supposed to write but this is the kind of feeling that you should depict with whatever you're writing your interest is in this topic or you know about this topic because you explored this topic is what you should write instead of writing that I know about it okay So sketch and rough work in main page we can divide in half part for sketch and half for write up. No, main page you do not divide anything in half part for sketch, half part for write up. Write up has to be in write up space only. Only in the write up space your write up will be there. If you want to make a sketch, if you want to do the brainstorming, use the sides, use the back portion of your sheet. You will have enough space. Okay. All right, guys. So with this, we come to an end of this session. I will take another session with you very soon. Till then, please start working on your models, have more models with themes and concepts with you. And whenever you're done with your model, please write a write-up. And then you can send those to me for review. I can help you with better titles. I can help you with better write-ups. I can help you be more focused and try to cut short your write-ups to fit the word limit. Okay. But remember, always have a theme before you start a model. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Had a fun session. Next session, please, everybody try to keep your videos on as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.